everybody, it is Super Ty. It is April 29th, and me and my friend Comic Book Brando are going to be talking about all the cool books that are coming out tomorrow, April 30th.
Like a bird flew away with our hot dog.
Yeah, exactly. We were giggling about a really funny meme. Also, we have a couple announcements at the end of the thing, especially involving Free Comic Book Day, as well as some signings that we have coming up, as well as some fun game things happening at Outlaw, as well as some stuff from Guzu. So we have a lot of things to talk about, but we're going to get through it together. Yeah. While he's setting that up, I'm going to talk about I guess is my #1 pick for the week. It was something I was not expecting. I just picked it up because the cover looked cool. It's called Nobody Is in Control. It's by Black Mask. So it's about this guy who is a radio DJ, like a talk radio guy, kind of like Coast to Coast AM. And he retires, and he's living out in the woods, and he just stumbles upon this guy holding a briefcase, and this guy just keeps saying, like, oh, well, this conspiracy that you know about is actually true. And he starts going down through history explaining all these things. This issue is called Planned Obsolescence, where... Are you familiar with that term, planned obsolescence? Yeah. If you're unfamiliar with that term, it's basically if you buy a new phone and then a new one's coming out and your phone immediately breaks like 2 weeks afterwards, that's planned obsolescence. So somebody has been doing that to the human race. Like, you know, there's cures that are being, you know, held down, and like gene therapies that will keep us from living longer. So planned obsolescence. And that's just where it's starting. I was a really big fan of this. I like Black Mask. I really want to see where this goes. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm actually going to reread it tonight and make sure I picked up everything.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Deceased. So, I was like, how do I say that? I guess it's just very obvious.
Deceased, yo.
So, DC is going the zombie route with this mini-series set in a world very much like our own, but not exactly the same, because it seems like there's going to be an infection of zombies hitting very close to home for some of us. Mm-hmm. So we get to see how it begins, why this happens, and some of the first infected in the DC universe. What hero brings this upon us? Find out in this first issue of what is going to be a very talked about series for sure.
Now, is this kind of like Blackest Night, where it's like a cosmic thing, or is that too spoilery?
I'm not going to say what starts it or
okay.
how it came about. That's something you should read and find out and enjoy.
Okay.
But yeah, it's very much like it's pretty much like Marvel Zombies. Like, this is what happens when all your favorite heroes become horrible, flesh-biting monsters.
Oh, I see. It's written by Tom Taylor, who is one of my favorite writers.
Indeed. He had a funny tweet the other day.
Oh, he did?
Or maybe today, where he just posted a gif of of Lou Ferrigno's Incredible Hulk punching a bear.
Yes.
This is just a picture of, or just a video of Hulk punching a bear. That's my tweet.
Nice. James says it's his favorite time of the year, Free Comic Book Day. You know, it is mine too. I love Free Comic Book Day.
It is a very fun, high-octane, fun day.
It's just, you know, the week leading up to it is stressful, but I love that day. It's great.
A lot of work involved.
Yeah. My next one is from Valiant. This is called Fallen World. If you paid attention to any of the Rai comics, this is the aftermath of all of that. It's basically a story set in the Valiant universe of what happens when society, so far in the future, needs to restart itself. In this series, there is this floating satellite called New Tokyo, and it crashed, and now like everybody's just like, oh crap, we're on Earth again, so what do we do? And a lot of old familiar faces show up, some very interesting twists and turns in this. I'm digging it, so I'm in on this one.
James suspects the Flash is the one who starts it. We shall see. Check this out. Savage Avengers #1. I've been pretty stoked about this. So Conan's been basically dumped off in the Savage Land, where he comes across a certain Canadian berserker who's looking for a missing friend. They, of course, scrap a little bit, and that's entertaining as all get out. But what's going on in the Savage Land? There's a secret rite happening, and Conan is happening upon it, somewhat inadvertently. Awesome beginning, leading into some, what I think is going to be like a really fun over-the-top series. There's a great joke in this one about Logan that will probably potentially be a running gag. I love it. So very stoked about what's happening. We get little glimpses of what Frank and Venom will have to do with the story. And yeah, check this out. This is one that I've been saying. I've been really looking forward to, thinking it's just going to be preposterous, over the top fun, and I think I was right. So give it a shot.
Wade says, "Yay, JB cover on Fallen World." Yeah, John Boy did this one. He's friends with Wade.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came by and actually gave us a lot of free prints a while back.
He's a friendly dude.
Yeah. My next one is The Walking Dead 191. Wow. So avoid spoilers for this one. Something really major happens in this. Let's just say some shattering things. So that's all I'm going to say about this. There's everything else I'll say will pretty much give it away.
If you have ever been a Walking Dead fan, you probably want to pick this up pretty quickly and read it first thing.
Yeah, it's pretty bananas.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm going to say about this. It was crazy. I was just like, what? And yeah, a lot of... Oof.
Vocally made it known.
Yeah, I was just like, oh wow, okay.
He was excited. Batman number 70. Batman has woken up. He wakes up from the dreams, the nightmares, and he is not happy. He wakes up in the basement of Arkham Asylum, and now he's got to fight his way through pretty much his whole rogues gallery. Awesome stuff. A lot of Batman, like, delivering a message. I've really been enjoying this Tom King storyline. I think if you're a Batman fan, you owe it yourself to be reading this book. It is so good and just very gritty.
Yeah.
It's a good word. Yeah, plus a great riddle.
War of Realms number 3. So if you read the last issue, there's a pretty crazy thing that happened at the end of that issue, and this one just keeps the train going. It's a epic battle.
Yeah, it has been a big deal.
Yeah.
I was unsure about a bunch of Thor baddies invading Midgard, but it's been pretty wildly entertaining.
Yeah, it's been nuts. And so, like, pretty much everybody in the Marvel Universe shows up. You also see this little group right here that's going to be getting their own miniseries coming up in a couple of weeks. They have to find Thor. Like, you know, Thor's the guy that needs to save us. So, where is he? And so they're going to look for him, but there's also a ton of other things happening in this. Whoosh. A lot. And also, I believe your next book you're going to talk about is also happening in this book as well.
Yeah.
So, man, it's pretty darn nuts, but Jason Aaron, Russell Dauterman, like, this is their swan song. So, man, get ready.
So we should also call out that Wade is a top fan.
I don't know what that... Well, obviously I know what it means, but how do they get to that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's like commenting and liking and all that stuff. I assume it's just doing a bunch of that.
Way to go, Wade.
I don't know how many top fans we have. I'm very curious. So if you have any information about that, let us know.
I know Drew is one of them. I don't want to...
Andrew V?
No. Drew...
I think Andrew V is, because he came in talking about it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good for Andrew.
Yeah, he's
I
very
love
excited.
that guy. But yeah, so what's your next one that'll tie into this guy?
My next one is War of Realms Strike Force, the Dark Elf Realm. So, Lady Freya has a special task that needs to be done. This invasion is not going to stop until they take out the Black Bifrost, which is sort of like the evil version of the Rainbow Bridge. And she's putting together a team to do exactly that, led by none other than Punisher, and featuring She-Hulk, Ghost Rider, and Blade. Very oddball team, but they're a team of tough people that are driven by anger, vengeance. I won't say what Punisher says he's driven by, but it's pretty cool, pretty insightful in the character. I really like this, and it's basically sort of an interstitial story before War of the Realms 4. So pick this up, check it out, see. I really like all the tie-in stuff. I think it works very well with War of the Realms. It does help complete the picture of this big epic story.
Well, it's such a huge story, but like, you know, sometimes I get like it bogs me down a little bit sometimes with you know, all the other miniseries for a lot of other things. But this one actually works out because it's such a big story. You need all those different perspectives from it. Adam, he says, "Oh man, I thought y'all picked top fans." Well, Adam, I'm a top fan of yours.
We would pick all of you because you're all tops with us.
Yeah.
And that's a cop-out, but that's true.
Tippy tops.
Everyone that said anything would be like, okay, top fan, top
Yeah.
fan, top fan.
I love everybody that comes in here.
No, Facebook determines that somehow. I don't know how, but I'd love to know.
Yeah. My next one is Justice League, Prisoners of the Sixth Dimension. There's a lot happening in this book. So, Batman needs to make a choice, and it's not a really easy one to make. I'm really trying to keep this as vague as possible, but Batman has to make a very crazy choice that will probably, for good or bad, make his reputation for the rest of his life. There's also the rest of the Justice League. They are trapped in these prisoner cells by none other than Lois Lane and a really like badass Jimmy Olsen. What else? Oh man, some Fifth Dimension imps are happening, which is also really fun. And
I had to know.
And yeah, so there's a lot of craziness going in here. Once again, I wasn't reading this book that much, but now I am just like, every issue that comes out, I have to read it because it's just getting crazier and crazier the entire time. I guess you're not a top fan.
I'm not a top fan, even though I created the Austin Books Facebook page a zillion years ago.
Oh, here, hang on. Let me see if I am.
Let's see if you're a top fan.
Yeah, you talk about your next one. We'll find out.
This is a follow-up to Justice League, Year of the Villain, #1, one-shot thing. 25 cents. Check that out. A whole comic for 2 bits, if you will. So Year of the Villain gives us sort of like the lead-ins to a couple big storylines this year. In one of them, Lex Luthor is executing his most dastardly, insane plan of all time. We've got a little glimpse of what Bane is up to, very little glimpse of what Bane is going on. We've got, again, try not to spoil anything, but there's a great evil that has been unleashed, and this is going to be affecting the entire year. So we're going to have villains overcoming superheroes all year long, and this is your entry point, your beginning, your introduction to the Year of the Villain. For 25 cents. How awesome is that?
I love when they do their 25 cents issues. My next one is a one-shot story in Green Lantern written by Grant Morrison, and the art is by, let me see, I'm sorry, I should have been more prepared. Okay, Liam Sharp, sorry, I'm sleepy. So it starts out with this green city that is just kind of nebulous, floating around out there, and the focus is on this one character. She's like, and the whole point of this is like, you gotta be quiet, you can't yell or anything, you gotta whisper. And then she stumbles upon this cloaked figure in a Green Lantern uniform, and then they have to suss out what's happening here. And it actually was a very cool story that I kind of figured it out, but like the way the story kept unfolding, I was like, oh yeah, but this is a cool like thing to add on to it. And it had a really sweet ending to it too. I really liked it. It was I love Grant Morrison, and this book has been nanners, but it's great.
So are you a top fan?
I didn't know how to do it without like whenever I try to, here, let me get back to it here really quick. It won't let me do it as myself. It'll just do as Austin Books, so I don't know how to switch it over.
Ty often needs help with social media.
I'm very analog. Like, I don't know how to... It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
I know I'm not.
We'll just assume you won't be a top fan.
I'm not.
The 2 most toppest fans of all time.
Yeah, you know. Cool.
The Amazing Spider-Man 20-point HU. So this is the next interstitial part of, and really, I don't know why they went with this route. They really should have probably just kept with the numbering, because these are very vital parts of the Haunted storyline. If you're missing out on these, they all have very important information that you would be skipping past. So don't, I mean, granted, if you're reading Amazing Spider-Man, you're probably getting these as well too. But definitely don't skip over these. In this issue, we've got 2 little stories. So we get to find out a little bit more about Vulture's motivation and how he's able to, how he was able to overcome one of the hunters in the previous issue, and what that means and what that's leading into, and like just some more intricacies in this crazy hunting plot. The backup story is Vermin. So for those of you that read Kraven's Last Hunt, Vermin is a very key part of the Spider-Man versus Kraven mythos ever since then, and he has a part to play in this storyline as well. And in the next issue's cover is Spider-Man getting swarmed by multiple vermin. So we get to find out about that here. Awesome stuff. It's really kind of neat seeing them do something cool with Adrian Toomes.
Yeah.
Where he's actually kind of effective and not just doddery old man in the sky.
Well, and you know, they kept on bringing in different Vultures for all the time, but Toomes was always my favorite.
He's always the Vulture.
Yeah.
Him or Michael Keaton. I like Michael Keaton Vulture too.
Yes, that was actually really awesome the way that they pulled him up. And I'm wondering why the music isn't playing right now. Brendan, can you find out why the music's not playing?
I assumed it was because y'all were video.
No.
We never do that.
No.
No, that's why I thought it was weird.
We need that sweet backdrop music.
My last single issue
That
is...
probably makes us have commercials on YouTube, but whatever.
My very last one of single issues is Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. So James Tynion IV has been writing this epic trilogy of course, Batman and the TMNT. This one's really weird because it's somehow a mashed up universe between both of them, where...
The animated and the regular?
No, well, like, the Ninja Turtles and Batman are, like...
They went the all-access route.
Yeah, where they're all, like, they've been
Combined
growing
them.
up together, and now it's the Smile Clan, not Joker's clan, and Bebop and Rocksteady are actually also Killer Croc and Clayface at the same time. So it's a really cool, like, mishmash, but let me just show you this part that really...
That's crazy.
That really got me, like, so there's that, but there's also this. So what is this about? So I'm really interested in this, and this team that's been doing this has been amazing. The artwork's really fun, but like this very second to last page, I'm like, what?
What is going on there?
Exactly, and that's why I'm stoked about it.
This is a crazy book.
Yes, and so I love crazy books, and I also love Ninja Turtles. Crisis in a Half Shell, this issue is called.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I can't wait to see what happens with this one, because it's like...
Those books have been surprisingly
They've been really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that they are like kind of like the first one's kind of more like a straight story. The
Yeah.
second one's the animated universe.
Yeah.
And now they're going full on.
Bonkers.
Yeah, the very much Spider Boy and.
Amalgam and stuff
the
like that?
Amalgam universe is
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Yeah, so good. Paper Girls number 28. The four girls are all split up across the aeons in different eras and trying to figure out what's going on, how they can get back to where they're supposed to be. This is a crazy story with every page has a panel from each of the eras with the girls talking to whoever they're with.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it's weird because it sort of seems to like almost go from panel to panel and make a little bit of sense as well. Very strange, very awesome. Brian Vaughn and Cliff Chang are just killing it with this book. I'm gonna miss it so much, but we're definitely closing in on the end, and it's so phenomenal. I think there's like a couple more issues after this one.
Yeah, I was going to ask if it's ending on 30 or 32. I can't remember.
I think 30.
Okay.
It's so damn good. So we've got a full stock of the trade paperbacks. I checked on that earlier. We can totally get caught up. It's so good. You should be doing that.
So one of my favorite manga creators, Junji Ito, has a new short story book coming out called Smashed.
Man, if you're a Junji Ito fan, you like the creepy scares.
Yeah, this is so good, and the story actually called Smashed is like insane. But there's a lot of really cool ones. There's this great story called I Don't Want to Be a Ghost. There's another one. There's just like so many good I read like 4 of the short stories, but I couldn't read it all. Death Row Doorbell, which sounds like a really cool punk band name. And in Mirror Valley, I Don't Want to Be a Ghost, Splendid Shadow Song. Like, there's some crazy stuff happening in here. Like, I hope Junji Ito is a really nice guy in real life.
Well, he does a book about his cats.
Yeah, but like, you know, like, I always like, you know, meeting or seeing, you know, like, people that are supposed to be really creepy and scary, and they're like,
They're
oh, hey,
calm
dude, how's it going?
And nice.
Yeah, and they're like, you want cookies? You know, stuff like that. So.
Yes, I would like cookies, Junji Ito.
Yeah, so I can't wait to delve into this one. I've been loving. I love his short story stuff as well as his longer format things. But yeah,
So many times reading his book, I'm just like, man, This dude knows some unsettling imagery.
Yeah, like, I hope he's okay.
He's got a cat. He's fine.
Oh.
He's got a family. You ever read that book?
No, I haven't. Cat Diary?
Yeah, you should check that out. It's like, oh, he's just a regular dude. I think he probably is just a regular nice guy.
Oh, well, hey, there you go.
You ever see the movie Hausu?
Yeah.
It's like every time I read his stuff, I think about that movie. It's just so twisted.
I was talking with Jay about Hausu earlier, actually.
So good. I think I own it. I'm not 100% sure. Punchline, Blood Sisters. So we're gonna have Bill Williams here for Free Comic Book Day because there's a Punchline free comic, and it's awesome. It's basically like the first issue in this series. Punchline is about a superhero. She's bleeding out. She's dying on a park bench, and a girl comes up wanting to know what's going on. She's got her own problems, and so the superhero is able to pass on her powers to the young girl. Will she be a hero with those powers? Will she be a great hero? Will she be kind of okay? Very fun, set in its own superhero universe. Some twists, some turns, some moral ambiguity. I like this a lot. I think you should swing by, pick up Punchline for Free Comic Book Day, and get Bill to sign it. And then when you go home, read it and enjoy it, we'll have the trade paperback.
Is it just Bill, or is Matthew Weldon going to be here too?
Is he going to be here as well?
I don't know. That's what I was asking.
As far as I knew, just Bill, but I don't know.
Okay, we'll find out.
All right.
My next one is...
It'd be awesome if they're both here.
Oh, yeah. My next one is Bone Parish, Volume 1. This is by Cullen Bunn, Jonas Scharf, and Alex Guimaraes. This is by Boom Studios. So this is actually a really interesting book. It's kind of a horror story, but not really. It's about this drug in New Orleans that is made out of the ashes of dead people, and if you take this drug, you can actually see the dead. And, man, it gets weird from there because it's also a gang war kind of book, but it's also like, you know, what's happening with this drug and why is it now affecting people the way it is. Some pretty disturbing imagery in here too, so yeah, I guess it is a horror book. But yeah, like, I was really digging it. It's like crime horror, I guess is the best way to put it. Did you read this at all?
I did not.
Yeah, it gets really weird in it. But
did you ever see the movie How High? With Method
with
Man?
Redman and Method Man?
Yeah.
No, I haven't actually.
So the plot of that is they go to college and they smoke the remains of like great historical thinkers like Ben Franklin and all that, and they are able to get answers to their tests from them. I don't know, it just made me think of that.
Well, I do love the
It's a really good movie.
Wow.
It's so good. You should check it out.
Okay.
I remember watching that in the theater going, this is ridiculous.
Sweet.
It was so bad, but fun. My Hero Academia. This is volume 18 of the mega popular series. You probably don't need me to sell you on it. If you've read it, you already enjoy it. But this volume is a huge matchup, like a mega fight between Midoriya and Overhaul. And it's going to be, as you can tell, pretty big right from the cover. Super fun series. Also has a Free Comic Book Day sort of sampler. So if you've never read My Hero Academia, you can try it out for free.
Yeah. And also the side series, My Hero Academia Vigilantes, also has a new volume coming out tomorrow as well.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I just didn't grab it because we had this one as well.
Fair enough.
My next one is Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me by Mariko Tamaki.
Time to dump Laura Dean.
Well, this is actually a really poignant kind of story about, you know, not only realizing your own self-worth, but getting rid of people that, you know, aren't good for you. This girl, she's in high school, she's dating this girl named Laura Dean, who's popular and pretty, but she's kind of a jerk face, especially to the main character. So it's kind of like one of those books about, you know, like, do I really need this? Even though I want it, do I really need it to, you know, make my life better, kind of thing. And I believe everybody's had a relationship like that once, you know, in their life. And so this is actually really nice. I love Mariko Tamaki's work. So obviously I didn't get all the way through it, But I am definitely going to be checking this out later because it was, whew, and the artwork's gorgeous in it. I love the subtleties with color and everything. Like, it's all black and white with exceptions of shades of pink just happening.
Awesome. Under the Moon, a Catwoman tale. So this is a sort of a young adult take on the Catwoman mythos. Selena Kyle is 15 years old. She lives at home with her mom and her mom's awful boyfriend. And that is a situation that is not going to remain. She's tired of it, and so she's ready to move out. She might have some friends that can help her sort of live her life and do her thing, and some of those friends might be familiar names from the Gotham mythos. Very fun book, cool for like maybe readers that don't traditionally read Batman or Catwoman comics. Also has a free comic book day sampler, so if you try it out this Saturday, you can get the whole book if you like it.
Man, a lot of yours have those little samplers going.
Just a lot of books this week do, really.
Yeah.
I think you had a couple that even had sort of like a little sampling.
My next one is Wonder Woman and Justice League Dark: The Witching Hour. So we talked about this when it was coming out in single issues, but if you need a recap of the story. So there's this god of magic called Hecate. Hecate. I never know how to say it.
Hecate, I think.
Hecate, like especially in the Starjammers books, like I was like, what's her name?
That's how I know the name and how I pronounce it.
Okay, cool. So Hecate, she's a goddess of magic, and she steals all these powers from other magical entities and implants them in like rando people. And now she's coming to collect. And one of the people that she implanted them in is Wonder Woman. So gigantic fights, epic magic battles, especially, you know, like, and I like the Justice League Dark book because, you know, like Detective Shimp's great. And like Swamp Thing's in there. Have you seen the Swamp Thing preview for the TV show?
So is that actually happening?
Yeah, it's happening.
Because I didn't watch the preview yet. They announced like the day before that they stopped production on it.
I think they stopped like, I think they shortened the season down. But like to my knowledge, it's still happening at the end of May.
Yeah, because they released a trailer the next day. It's like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Adrian
Looks
Barbeau's going to be in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Adrian Barbeau-Bot.
Yeah, so I'm super stoked about that.
Excellent.
So what's your last one?
But it's Heather Locklear.
It should.
She was in the sequel, right?
Yes, she was.
Kingdom Come. This is the classic Mark Waid, Alex Ross storyline, set a little bit in the future. So the heroes of the Justice League have, their careers have run their course. They're kind of hanging back, and it's up to the next generation of heroes to carry the torch. However, they're doing kind of a poor job, and they're not garnering the trust of the public, and it's no longer a heroic age until a threat emerges where the classics, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and some others need to come back out of retirement and make themselves relevant again. Awesome, beautiful storyline, essential DC reading. It is
Beautiful.
If you read one DC book in your life, it should probably be Kingdom Come. I have a lot of recommendations for what that one book should be, but this is definitely one of them.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful book.
It's why we all know and love Alex Ross's artwork.
Oh yeah. My last one is actually next month's book club reading. Right now, book club is meeting. It's the last Tuesday of every single month. They're doing the Hellboy, first big collection right there. Next one is going to be an amazingly great book, Mr. Miracle.
Sweet.
Yeah, by Tom King and Mitch Gerads. They're Eisner award-winning couple.
Crazy awesome book.
It's crazy. But yes, this is the next one. We do have plenty of copies, so be sure to come by if you want to join up for our next book club.
You don't have to be well versed in the Fourth World stuff to
No, you
enjoy
don't.
that book. Although I highly recommend it. If you ever want to know about the Fourth World, ask me about all the Jack Kirby collections that are out.
Yeah.
They're so good and crazy.
Yeah.
But it's self-contained, and you don't need to know anything about that character going into it. It'll make you love that character.
Oh, most definitely. So let's talk about things coming up. Free Comic Book Day is Saturday.
So close.
We're starting at 8 in the morning.
8 in the horrible morning.
Yes. So a couple of hints for everybody. Maybe bring an umbrella because it looks like it might be a little stormy that day.
No! At least we're indoors.
Yes, we're indoors this time at Sidekick, so that's not bad. We also, you know, park across the street at the big parking lot across the street.
That's a huge hint.
Yes, you will not get towed there. We have a permit. It'll save you time, trust us.
Across the street at the crosswalk.
At the crosswalk, don't just
safe.
run across Lamar, one of the busiest streets in Austin.
There are
'cause-
plenty of comics.
Yes. What else? If you fill out one of the slips for the $100 gift card, put a number or an email address on there that you will answer. Last year, 2 people didn't pick theirs up.
Make it legible.
What? Come on.
That's $100 you just let go
Yeah.
away.
So if you fill that out, put a number on there that you will actually answer. Like, I'm gonna just start yelling our phone number so people will know, like, oh, it's Austin Books calling or something. Anyways, sorry.
Ty's a little angry about it.
I was like, it's a $100 gift card. I want people to get the things.
And that's when you go, I won. We don't get to win.
No, we don't. We're also having $5 sale there. We're going to have a little Guzu pop-up over there. The signings that are going to be happening, Lila Sturgis from 8 to noon. Monica Gallagher is going to be here from noon to 5. Bill Williams is going to be here, I think, 2 to 5. It's in the email that we sent out. I can't remember off the top of my head. But they all have free books to sign that day. That's pretty much it. Like, just come and have a good time.
It's going to be an awesome, awesome day. We
Yeah.
always have a blast. It's super fun.
Yeah.
You just see like all sorts of basically members of this comic book community. And
Yeah.
everyone's very relaxed and cool. There's no one aggressive in the lines or anything like that.
Yeah.
We've got the line thing figured out.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a science. We've mastered it. We're good.
Don't bring stuff to sell that day to us because we're going to be busy.
Probably not the best day for it. I mean, I'm not going to stop you from bringing in Amazing Fantasy 15. I'll definitely take a look at it. But
Yeah.
maybe not your giant collection of 90s image. Maybe save that for another day.
Yeah. Also, tomorrow at about 3-ish, I'm going to do a video over at Sidekick to show you how it's going to work. Since it's not the tent, it's going to be a different, like, kind of system. It's the same kind of system, but just a little more spread out. Tune in tomorrow at 3 o'clock so you can see how that's all going to work out.
I've had a sneak peek of the $5 sale stuff over there.
Pretty great stuff.
It's pretty awesome. We definitely have a reason for you to get in early.
Yeah, definitely.
You didn't miss out if you show up late, but there's some
Really
great
cool stuff there. So what do you got going on?
Well, tonight we've got the casual group playing Magic the Gathering over at Outlaw Moon. We also have Magic happening Friday, and the new set is officially out, War of the Spark, and people are super jazzed about it. I got to play with it the last weekend at the pre-release. It's a lot of fun, a lot of great cards, so we're gonna have a good time with that. And if you don't know how to play, I'll teach you how to play. Just let me know. We'll schedule a time and I will teach you how to play the game. It's super fun.
Cool.
And that goes for just about any game we have demos of. I'm happy to teach you anything.
Nice.
Game night Saturday, we got to play a little bit of Fireball Island last weekend. I had the whole island set up and
With the Rolling Rock and thing?
with the rock, the marbles, and all
nice.
that jazz. And
I remember that game.
there's nothing more fun than a bunch of adults playing a game that is designed for a younger audience. We were all on our feet and just kind of like mastering our marble flicking and everything. It was a good time. I posted a picture on the Twitter for Outlaw Moon Games, which they retweeted, and they got a lot of love.
Nice.
Just 4 adults sitting around playing Fireball Island.
That's great.
Standing around.
I remember the commercials for those. It looked really awesome.
And yeah, we got old games, we got new games, we'll bust stuff out. I've got my copy of Dark Tower over there, which I will happily get out to play anytime. Good times.
Cool. I don't really got anything else. I got, a big show happening on the 17th, but I'm not worrying about that right now.
You do.
Yeah, so I'll tell you all about that next week when...
Right now we've all got blinders on.
Yeah, I
towards
got Free Comic Book Day on the mind. FCBD brain. So, FCBDB. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
That's nice.
So, anything else you got?
I think that's it. That's all I can think of right now. I'm sure there's something I'm missing, but
We'll find out.
you just stay tuned to our social media. We always post this
Yeah,
stuff.
we always post stuff. So you can follow me at SuperTyDenton1. You can follow you at,
Comic Book Brando.
and you can follow both of us at Austin Books, and we will see you tomorrow, the last day of May. Yeah.
You mean the last day of April?
Yeah.
First day of May?
First day of May is the day after that.